Hey guys, and welcome to I Love Coding, HTML and CSS. Last lesson we did some really basic HTML and I'm so proud of you because you made your very first website and that's a huge deal. And now we're going to actually style it. We're going to add some beauty to it, so I'm really excited. So let's jump right in. Hey guys, welcome to I Love Coding, an intro to HTML and CSS. Right now, we have already coded a fun little, just basic HTML thing. So now we're going to take it a little bit further with styling. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and just create an empty folder. I have one right here. And name it website or whatever you like. We're going to open up Atom. And we're going to go over real quick together. We're just going to type out our basic HTML stuff again because it's good practice. So got doc type HTML. So I don't have any formatting on here yet. Okay, then we're going to do HTML tag. And if you guys remember from last lesson, we just use these tags as kind of like designators for certain parts of the document. Like we don't need to go super technical with it, but basically we're just saying, okay, with this one, this is the beginning of the HTML document, this is the end. And we're going to want to put some fun stuff between it. So here's another tag, head. And we're going to just define really quick some interesting stuff. Meta char set, if you guys remember before, it was kind of like really weird sounding. Like everything else you can kind of guess, but meta char set, I don't know if that would immediately remind you of anything, but again, that's just saying, hey, we're going to use these symbols and it's all going to be fun. Okay, and now we're going to set the title for the website, which you'll see if in your browser, you'll see the title of a website in a tab. Doesn't mean it'll show up actually in the body. So we're going to do my site again. And this body is just going to say what's actually in the website that you see on your screen. So you have the URL, and then below that you have the little address, and then below that you've got the actual website. And we learned some other tags. We learned this header tag. Header 1 just means like the biggest header. There's also H2, H3, and those are all smaller and important for a lot of different reasons. Formatting HTML allows you to set a lot of like different things just right within the skeleton. So it's going to be more important when we do our style stuff. So we can set header 1 to, you know, a certain font and header 2 to a different font, stuff like that. So let's just say, welcome to my site. And you've got the beginning and the ending tag there again. And it's usually you're going to see like an opening and then a slash. And then you're going to use that same language again right there, H1, and keep that within the brackets. It's usually going to follow that. Okay, so we have that, and let's add a paragraph, P for paragraph. Just say, I love coding, because we do. And let's do a little bit of formatting here ourselves. I'm just going to tab. So we know that HTML, in it, we have the head encapsulated. We have the body encapsulated, and encapsulated in the head, we have these items, and that's just to make it more readable. And again, Atom will do this for you automatically, but it's kind of good to practice so you could kind of understand what's happening. So we're seeing right here, it's much easier to see. Okay, so here's HTML, and in that we have a head. In the head, because we've just like tabbed this out, we see, okay, right here, we're setting the char set, we're setting the title, and that's the end of head. Okay, and also, so we're seeing on the same level, body, that's also encapsulated in HTML, but it's not encapsulated in head. And And in here we have our heading, what we want our heading to say. We have a paragraph, what we want that, and that's encapsulated in the body, and all of that's encapsulated in HTML. So that formatting, just getting used to it, is really important. So we're going to call this index HTML, and like I told you guys last time, it's just usually what you call the front page, but you could call it whatever you wanted. So I'm going to save this to my desktop, but we're going to actually put it in a folder this time. So let's replace, we had that old. See, and now you see all the formatting that's coming up and all this, all my wonderful projects coming up on the side, slowing everything down. So, okay, so now we're going to do autocomplete pass for all that stuff. So, okay guys, so we have the HTML document right here, and in this folder website, we'll see index.html. So now we're going to make our beautiful styling document. So let's do a new file, and we'll just leave it untitled, and let's just write it out together really quickly. So we're going to say, okay, let's just say we want the background to be black. Okay, do a little bit of styling. We're like, you know what, we are elite hackers. Let's have a black background with some like green text, some matrix stuff. So right here, we're going to define the body. So in the styling sheet, we're going to say, we're going to kind of define what the tags are doing. That's what we're first going to do. So we're going to say, all right, for the body, we're just going to have a background color of black. And you don't need to really memorize these tags yet, but just start getting familiar with it. So just code along with me. So we have body. Then let's do, say for H1, we can't read it if the background's black. So we're going to set the color to white. Do a little bit of formatting there. And let's say, okay, I don't like where the header shows up. Let's align the text to the center. So you're going to see this in CSS. We're going to have some kind of decorator here that is some kind of element for body that's going to be defined. And we're just going to say, okay, black and white, that's built in to HTML5 and CSS. So later we're going to have to actually, you know, code in colors and all this other stuff. But for right now, just code along with me and don't worry too much about it. Text align, we have center, so we have, here's our property, and we're saying we want to set this to center. Okay. And actually, we're going to say for both tags, for H1 and for P, we want the color to be white and the text alignment to be in the center rather than left aligned. Okay. Now let's save as. And we're going to call this styles, and it's not HTML this time, it's .css, which stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So we're going to save that into website, save, and we're not totally done yet. So here you can see a little bit more formatting. So we're not done yet, because just because they're in the same folder doesn't mean that HTML knows where to look for the style sheet. So if we open up index right now, it's exactly the same. Our body is still set to white, our text is still left aligned. So what we have to do is link it. So almost like you would link something in an email. So like a hyperlink, we're going to link it here so the HTML knows where to look. So in the head, we're going to define that. So we're going to say, here's the link, and we're going to say style sheet. So we're saying the link is relative to a style sheet. And we're going to say, okay, we're going to say now, where do you look for this? And it's just going to be styles.css. It's going to be relative to, and you don't need an ending link here, it's going to be relative to our location right now. So wherever HTML is, you need to be able to go find style CSS. Okay. Oh yes, let's save this first. Okay, and then let's refresh. Boom. So now we've got some style going on. We decided that the body was going to be black, that the heading was going to be white, and the paragraph as well was going to be white, and we were going to have them aligned in the center rather than left aligned. And you know what? That does actually look a little bit better. So again, just so you can kind of get what this is doing, we have these attributes right here, and they're saying for this tag link, we need a couple more things to explain it and to explain what this link is going to be doing. So we're telling the document it's going to be a style sheet, and you need to go look for it in the same folder, but it's going to be called styles.css. Okay, so we can do another interesting thing here. I can make a folder inside here, and I can name it cool styles, because we're going to have multiple styles. We're probably not just going to have one style sheet. Okay, and this will kind of help you understand what this href is. So we could actually just go, okay, when you're looking for it, you're going to start here, but you're going to need to navigate into this folder, and then you need to go into that folder and go into styles CSS. So it might seem complicated, but really you're just saying, all right, like if you're telling a friend where to find a folder. Okay, all right, you're already in website, great, click on this folder, it's going to be called styles.css, and that's where you're going to get your cool styles from. So, and if we refresh, still works. Okay, so let me put in a bogus thing here so you can see. So I'm going to say look for the folder C, that doesn't exist, and find styles. It's just going to say, oops, didn't find it. That's okay, I'll just execute the HTML without it. So if something's not working, make sure to check your paths, because that's important. If they don't know where you're coming from, if they don't know where to look, they're just not going to load it in. So there we go. There's the very first bit of CSS for you. And now let's add an image. So we're going to learn a new tag. That's the image tag. img stands for image. And we're going to have a couple of other attributes too. And we're going to say cutecat.jpg. And again, it's going to be kind of like the href. It's going to look for that. And I have this little cute cat. Actually, you know, we could do an images folder. Keep everything nice and organized and put cute cat in there. So you can say images, cute cat. Let's save. Boom! Look at that. Now we have this adorable cat image, and what I did was I just downloaded any cat image from the internet. Okay guys, so right now we have our beautiful little image here, but it looks kind of wonky. We're not really following any design principles here. Let's at least center it, make it look kind of nice. So right here we have this attribute. We're saying the source is here, it's in images, you're going to look for cutecat.jpg. But what if we want to say, I want certain images to be on the left, I want certain images to be on the right, I want certain images to be centered. Well, let's actually just make a class center. And that will say, okay, this image is an image of the class center, and they're always going to act a certain way. Okay? So we go back into style sheet where we have this, this different syntax going on, where we have, okay, here's a tag, I'm defining it, putting these curly brackets right here, and then I'm going to define some stuff in here. And I'm going to make sure every time I define something new, I end it with a semicolon. So it's just like, okay, there it is. It's ended. Full stop. All right, so with the class that we've created, I'm going to say dot center. So the other ones don't have dots in front of them. Don't worry too much about that, but just know we're going to say, okay, this class is center. And for this class, we're going to say the display is going to be block. And you're just doing that because the display is automatically going to be inline, and that's better for text. Block is better for images. And we're going to say for the margins, like the margins on your paper, I'm going to say margin. We're going to define the margin on the left side and the right side. We're just going to say you handle that. Just do that for us, please. Okay, so then we're going to save that. And look, it's saved over here. It did not save to cool styles, so that's why you got to be careful with paths. So make sure you have the right path in. Boom, right there. Look how beautiful. Welcome to my site. I love coding. Oh my gosh, me too. And I love that cat. And I love how it's so centered. That's what someone would say if they saw this website that you just made. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check the links in the description. They are super helpful. Please like, comment, and subscribe while you're here. And I can't wait to see you guys in lesson 3.